Hey guys, David here, and welcome to Digital Outlook. Guys, what a Friday we had for XRP. In fact, today we were up something like 29%. And in fact, as I record this video, we are up 26% on the day. And just over the last few days, we were saying, hey guys, we dropped down to that dollar 15. I thought it was going to hit it like a trampoline and bang. And that's exactly what's happened. Now, a lot of folks are coming out and saying, hey, maybe this is a dead cat bounce. Well, in a way, I kind of hope so, because what an opportunity to actually get in there and gobble up more XRP. Guys, your confidence cannot be built on the day-to-day price action. You've heard me say this time and time and time again, but so many of us, that's how they kind of link us in there, right? They hook us with price, and we get so focused on the day-to-day price, and when the price is up, we're all excited. When it's down, we're in the dumps. And you guys know that I come out here and I have tried my darndest to be as positive, no matter what the situation, as I possibly can be. And that is the way I kind of approach life, not just, of course, XRP. My glass, I want it to always be half full. That is for sure. And guys, we love this community and, of course, love coming out and talking about XRP. But don't let yourself get connected just to the day-to-day price action and let your feelings just get tossed about like a cork on the water over there. Guys, you got to know the fundamentals. And what I encourage folks to do is not to take my word for it, of course, but to get out there and do that research for themselves. And if I'm influencing, because you know how they like to call us YouTubers influencers, the thing that I want to influence you to do the most is get out there and do your own research. That is a big deal. See, YouTube is absolutely fantastic for confluence, but it is not research. And I have shared this so many times. And guys, you can get yourself educated. Now, right now, there's a lot of things happening in the space. Of course, we know that Evernorth is getting ready to IPO this first quarter. Well, what do you think that they are doing when they have $1 billion of XRP they've wanted to buy and put in this thing so that, guys, they can offer us yield opportunities through DeFi, smart contracts, and all this kind of stuff? If they had no confidence in XRP, then I'm telling you, would they be putting out $1 billion? And by the way, David Schwartz is a big-time investor in Evernorth. And of course, you got, I think, Michael Arrington in there and a whole bunch of other guys that have been around for a long time. And the narrative right now of how David Schwartz doesn't think XRP could ever hit $100. Well, he really didn't say that. What he said is, if retail investors believe that XRP could hit $100, then most of them wouldn't be letting themselves getting shaken out right now. You got to read between the lines of what he actually said. And he's demonstrating that by putting his money where his mouth is, guys, by being involved in Evernorth. So that's another big time deal. Of course, we know that the banking license for Ripple, guys, it could be approved at any moment. They got tentative approval, and now they're looking to get full-on approval. Well, you think of what that would look like with Ripple having an institutional banking license where they have access to all these resources there at the Federal Reserve, would be willing to be able to interact in a big-time way, not in terms of connection, because we know they're connected to a lot of central banks, but to be able to participate, as a big-time player in that marketplace in terms of like domestically right here. That is going to be a big deal. And think about it. Clarity is right around the corner. Now, I think it was Patrick Witt who sits on the president's council for digital assets, and that kind of thing. And recently we posted a little clip where he himself was out there saying, look, it could happen by April, the Clarity Act getting signed. We're not far from there, guys. We are certainly not far from April. With all that we have gone through and all the dust and shade we've had to put up with, it really wouldn't be that much to wait until April to see it. Where do you think things are going to be post-Clarity? And, of course, the application of these assets. Do you think that these banks out here, and, of course, if Ripple is a bank and all this other stuff, do you think that Larry Fink going around now being the head of the WEF, talking about the tokenization of practically every equity market and stuff like that, do you think that they're just kind of playing around with that? Do you think that maybe, just maybe, that is in fact what they intend on doing? Guys, we know that we are moving into a brand new digital economy. In fact, they're evolving it just like that. And they are changing things so fast. Where do you think the greatest level of appreciation would be? When the risk is high or when the risk is real low? Well, when the risk is low, hey, the reward's not so great either, is it? And now that might be a lot of people, they don't have that appetite for risk. But when you're getting something and the risk is high, like it is right now, and that's all predicated, of course, by the uncertainty, which, of course, affects the volatility that you and I experience. Well, it's that same volatility, guys, that drives it in the floor that sends it to the moon. Think about that. Do you think you would ever see 400 and 500% gains in less than a 6-month period of time if you were investing in the traditional market? I can tell you, you practically would wait a lifetime to see that, no doubt. Well, we have seen it in this space. Anybody that bought during that time of the presidential election in 2024, even in this current dip, you are up, and you are up big time relative to what a traditional market would be. Let's be honest. And the fact that we dip down there and have the opportunity, as far as I'm concerned, to gobble these assets up at the prices that we can get them, does that ever spell opportunity to me? I'm not joking. And so, guys, you got to get out there and, like I say, do your own due diligence and do your own work and get around people that matter. And I was reading a comment and some guy was saying, oh, well, Dave, it seems like you're pushing. You know why I'm pushing the mastermind and the coaching? Is because we want you to win. We want you to win. Now, you ask yourself this. If you're out there and you're playing golf, let's say, and you know you got a bad swing, everyone's saying, your drive swing's not so bad, and you hire yourself a golf coach, what are you hiring them for? So you can get better at playing the game. See, guys, you got to get better at playing the game. And what would also help? Well, I'll tell you what. Just imagine if you were able to have a golfing buddy like Tiger Woods. Do you think you might learn something? Guys, that's the idea. Get into these groups and learn what you can. Judy and I did it. One of the best things we ever had happen to us was we became a part of a Discord, and there were only 34 people in that particular Discord. And that small group, my goodness, did we ever iron sharpen iron, help one another to make it across that finish line. It was a big time deal. We have made our mastermind as democratized as could be. There's no tiers in there right now. There's nothing like that. And literally less than a coffee cup a day. And by the way, this Monday on our town hall, Brian Campbell, who was actually scheduled a couple town halls ago, but he got sick, he is going to be back. He's a lawyer that works with Davidson Law Group right here in Texas on trust. And get this, you join that mastermind, you get into the town hall, you can ask this guy your questions right directly, just like that. And you get answers and you hear the answers. And maybe you got some questions someone else has and all that kind of stuff. It is so valuable to be in a group like that. And getting yourself coached, you got to be kidding. People will pay more money on their shoes and their hair than they will on getting themselves financially educated. Guys, whether you take it from me or you take it from someone else, I would just encourage you to get out there and really, get yourself educated and in a way that is going to help you to genuinely make it. And I think I only got one available session for next week. If you're interested in doing that and having that one-on-one with me for that 1 hour where we absolutely take a look at your portfolio, make sure that that is balanced towards the achievement of your goals, where we share with you so much information, pitfalls that we did, absolutely fantastic techniques that you can employ to make a tremendous difference in this space for you. And I'm telling you, we have been able to just talk with so many folks, every walk of life, every financial tier that you can imagine. I have talked with folks that would literally, in terms of you and I, they've already achieved everything we probably want to achieve. And I was mesmerized talking to these guys because I'm thinking, why do you want, to hear it from me? You know what the feedback was? Well, David, you understand this space in a way that we haven't because you lived through it, and we wanted to get that perspective. Guys, there is value in perspective. Now, I don't have all the answers, to be sure, but I share as transparently as we can, along with being safe, everything that we have learned in this space, and we love you. We want you to genuinely make it, and that's why I come out here twice a day, and you do not see any sponsors on this channel, and we get out there and share our 100% biased opinion and try to just, encourage you so much. I guess Judy and I, our main job in this space is to be your cheerleader, to really just encourage you to get out there and not give up on your dreams just because someone else gave up on there, and to dig Guys, look what's going on behind the scenes. Don't let yourself get buffaloed, and do not let yourself ever get shaken out. That is for sure. That is at least how I feel about it. So I'll tell you what, guys, until tomorrow, we're going to have our Saturday question and answer, of course, on Sunday, our sugar on Sunday, great nuggets of encouragement. Guys, until then, have an absolutely fabulous one and take care.